Liverpool are the most successful football club in England, racking up a total of 19 Premier League titles, 8 FA Cups and 6 Champions Leagues. But now they're playing Europa League football. I mean, how the hell did that happen? So today I'm going to sort that out by becoming the new manager of Liverpool, and by the end of this video I'll be making them the best team in the world. But boys, the ladder is making its return. I have to win the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, the Premier League and the Champions League in that order. This way, by the end of the video, we'll have won everything with Liverpool. So boys, this is the starting 11 with Liverpool that I've loaded into, and let me tell you something, they have got a world-class squad. Now don't get me wrong, they do have a pretty aging squad, but let's be honest, with Liverpool's budget we don't really have to worry about that, especially when they got goalkeeper Alisson, who's one of the best keepers in the world right now. They've also got Virgil van Dijk, who's absolutely incredible at the back, and of course Mohamed Salah, who's probably one of the best wingers in the world as well. Even though the likes of Roberto Firmino, Fabinho and Jordan Henderson left Liverpool last summer, this team is still absolutely phenomenal. As for the tactical vision, we're rocking the gegenpress. It is basically what Liverpool do in real life anyway. But to be honest boys, I'm not really sold on this formation. I've never really been a massive fan of the false 9. Now this team doesn't actually have any defensive midfielders anymore, so the 4-3-3 attacking variation is absolutely spot on. But after messing around with the team, this is absolutely our strongest starting 11 that we can field, and let's be honest boys, even if we left it at this, we'd probably go on to win the Premier League this year. And our budget is amazing, 156 million to spend in season 1. But this year's ladder edition is a lot tougher than FIFA 23, so let me explain how it works. To start off, I'm allowed a maximum 2 signings per season, but I don't have to actually use those up. But this time there are forfeits. If I don't win the trophy, I have to win to proceed up that ladder. One of the things I'll have to do is chop the budget we'll have in the following season in half. Another thing I'll have to do is release our highest rated player. And the final thing I've got to do is decrease everybody's overall in that starting 11 only by 2. So yeah, this time it's very difficult. But honestly boys, looking at this team, I'm not being funny, I'm really uncertain on where to actually improve the squad. We've got Ibrahima Konate, who is an absolute beast in real life. He's only 24 years old, 81 rated. I want to keep this guy in the team this year and let him develop and improve. To be fair, we could go for a better striker than Darwin Núñez. I personally don't really rate him, but a lot of Liverpool fans seem to like him, so I might have to keep him in the team for at least one season. Now that just leaves our midfield trio to deal with. Szoboszlai and McAllister aren't going anywhere, so that means we're going to be sorting out Thiago. He's 32 years old, he's 84 rated, and whilst this guy is actually fantastic in real life, he's very injury prone as well. I think we get a better midfielder than him. But honestly boys, aside from that, I'm really struggling to see where we can actually improve this squad. Maybe we just don't, and we only bring in one midfielder and we put all that money into that position. And with this amount of money we've got to work with and the amount of success and pull Liverpool have got right now, I'm pretty sure we could go for anybody we want. Now Jude Bellingham was a massive target for Liverpool this summer, but obviously he went to go to Real Madrid, and since he's gone there he's absolutely killed it, so we're going to leave him alone. But there is one other Real Madrid player we could go for. We could go for Federico Valverde. He's 88 rated, 24 years old, but he's not going to be cheap. He's between 138 to 172 million. We would absolutely be blowing all of our budget on one player, but let's be honest boys, I think this guy will be worth it. I'm going to offer him 120 mil to start off with. I'm also going to give them Thiago. Oh, okay, Thiago's only worth 28 million himself, but we actually have to give them more. Just to make sure that they don't walk out, I'm going to give them 140 million starting bid. I mean, that's within their asking price, and maybe they go with, oh, okay, they don't want Thiago, but they want 148.1. You know what? I might be able to swindle a cheaper deal here. Let's go for 140 million on the dot. And that's a done deal. He's accepted it. We just need the player negotiations sorted now. And boys, that is our one and only transfer of this window. 140 million has been spent on Federico Valverde, man. What a signing this guy's going to be. And I have added a couple of players to this loan list, like Harvey Elliott, Ryan Gravenberch, Stefan Bajcetic. This is because they just won't get game time this season, so hopefully they'll come back a better player. Now we've got 7 million left in the budget. We are allowed 2 signings per season, but I'm very happy and content to leave the transfer window as it is. And that does mean the team looks like this going into season 1, and honestly boys, I'm very confident about what this team can do. This is my first time using Liverpool in FC24, and every time I've come against them in FC24, they've absolutely wiped the floor with me. Now remember, it doesn't matter what we do this year. We could win the Prem, the Europa League, the FA Cup. If it isn't the Carabao Cup we win, it doesn't mean a damn thing. And let's be honest boys, it's very important that we do get off to a flying start this year, because there's some forfeits that we'll will have to follow through with in Season 2. If we don't, that will massively harm our chances of doing well. And whilst we're simulating through Season 1, if you wouldn't mind dropping this video a like and hitting that subscribe button, that would be incredible. So boys, as you can see, we are at the end of Season 1, so let's go see if we're climbing that ladder or we're doing a lot of forfeits. Thank God for that. We've won the Carabao Cup, smashing Manchester United in the final. That's got to feel good for you Liverpool fans. But heading over to the Premier League, Manchester City dominated, man. 12 points clear of us at the end of it, but at least we finished above the bottle jobs. But Chelsea finished 8th. Jesus Christ, they're just as bad in this game as they are in real life. We also went on to beat the bottle jobs to win the FA Cup, but this doesn't count because unlike in FIFA 23, we can only win one trophy per season that counts as us climbing that ladder. And we've also won the Europa League, man. This is our first year in charge of Liverpool, and we've won the treble. Jurgen Klopp, who? And just look at the team, man. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not the biggest Liverpool fan in the world, but I cannot deny how good this team is. And just take a look at these stats, boys, especially Mo Salah. 54 goal contributions in 62 games. I guess there's a reason why this guy's hailed as one of the greatest Premier League wingers we've ever had. But the important thing is we won the Carabao Cup, we're now climbing that ladder, and now we can officially compete for the FA Cup. I mean, it is a bit annoying that we can't compete for it this year because we've already bloody won the damn thing. But we are overlooking something important. We're not decreasing anybody's overall, we're not chopping our budget in half, and we're not releasing our best player, who right now is Mohamed Salah, and with his season he's just had, that's a massive W. So we're now into our second year in charge of Liverpool, and we've got over 160 million to spend, but there is only one problem I've got. Where the actual hell in this team am I supposed to spend that money? I mean, everybody in this starting 11 is fantastic. Even Darwin Núñez is now 85 rated, for goodness sake. I mean, we could go for a better midfielder than McAllister or a better midfielder than Szoboszlai, but I know how highly rated they are in real life, so I feel like Liverpool fans would come for me if I did that. Maybe we go to improve this subs bench. I mean, we could do with a better second choice keeper than this guy. He's 75 rated. Anything happens to Alisson, we're stuck with him, and that means we're kind of screwed. But I would like to improve the midfield a bit more in the starting 11. Maybe bringing a better midfielder in than McAllister isn't exactly the worst thing in the world. But either way, boys, we've got a lot of money to use this season with 2 transfers to make, so no matter what we do, we're going to improve this squad. Now, for the midfielder role, we should go for Bruno Guimaraes, in my opinion. He's 86 overall, only 26 years old. He's well within our budget. And let's be honest, in comparison to McAllister, this guy, overall-wise at least, is a massive upgrade. But boys, trust me, he wasn't cheap. Newcastle weren't letting him go that easy. We had to fork out 80.9 million to bring him to Liverpool. We've got too much money, man. We've just spent all that on Bruno Guimaraes, and we've still got under 80 million to spend, man. I mean, what do we do with that money? Now, I did say I wanted a second choice keeper better than this guy, but let's be honest, with that kind of money, we're bringing in a first choice keeper. And I think for the goalkeeper role, I'm going for Alex Meret from Napoli. He's 84 rated, only 27 years old as well. And when Alisson does eventually start to decline in overall, this guy can step into his position and more than fill it. And that is our second and final transfer window done. Is for just over 42 million, we have signed Alex Meret. Now, looking at the subs bench, I bet some of you are thinking you haven't got a backup striker, you haven't got a backup winger, what you're playing at. Well, guess what, boys? I've got that covered. I've been training Gakpo to be a winger, and he's now going to turn into an 84 rated winger. I love it when a position change results in an overall boost. But I'm not finished yet, because Diogo Jota has been trained to be a striker, and he's going to turn into an 87 rated striker. I'm not being funny, boys. He may have to go into the starting 11, and Núñez being dropped. And now look at the starting 11, man. I'm not being funny, boys. We've definitely got the opportunity to get the treble once again, especially with the subs bench as stacked as it is. Obviously, we could do with a better centre back, maybe a better full back, but realistically, boys, I don't think it makes too much difference. And coincidentally, last year we did go on to win that, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we win it again and we don't have any forfeits for season 3. Oh, this isn't good. Man City beat us 3-1 in the FA Cup final, man. Oh, we are so goddamn screwed for season 3. That's our budget cut. We are releasing our best player, and we're dropping everybody's overall in that starting 11 by 2. Oh my god, what have I done? But we've gone on to win the Premier League. For God's sake, that's one trophy I didn't want to win this year, but we bloody won it anyway. We did make the semis of the Carabao Cup as well, getting beaten by Man City. Oh, that's ironic, isn't it? They knocked us out of the Carabao Cup and they beat us in the FA Cup final. But we did at least beat them in the Community Shield final. But let's be honest, boys, that doesn't mean anything. And we've also won the Super Cup, man. That's 6 trophies in total title so far we've won with Liverpool. But we were in the Champions League, of course, in Group A alongside Dortmund, Salzburg and Club Brugge, and as you can see, we did kind of cruise to the round of 16. And there we just got past Bayern Munich, man, 4-3 on aggregate. I mean, I'm not being funny, I wouldn't mind winning the Champions League, but I don't think it really matters. We're in the quarters, we absolutely dogged Manchester City 4-1. Boys, we actually might win the Champions League. Okay, maybe not. AC Milan got their revenge from Istanbul and they absolutely annihilate us. Oh man, who's our highest rated player? It's Valverde. We spent 140 million on him and we've got to release him at the start of season 3, for God's sake. And boys, just look at the stats. I've never seen so many players get double figures in one season, especially Mohamed Salah, for God's sake. Can somebody actually keep track for me how many goals and assists Mohamed Salah gets from season 1 till the end of this video? I'd absolutely love to find out. But we ultimately failed, boys. We are staying put. We are still competing for the FA Cup next season, and we've got to release our best player. We've got to cut our budget next season in half, and worst of all, we've got to decrease everybody's rating in the starting 11 by 2. We are absolutely screwed for season 3. So we're now into season 3, and I didn't realize this. We've got to spin the wheel because Alisson and Valverde are both our highest rated players at 91 overall. I mean, I really don't want to get rid of either one of them, but this one isn't up to me. It's up to the wheel. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really hoping this lands on Alisson. We can easily get a better keeper. Come on, man. Valverde is the player we've got to release. Really? We spent 140 million on this man, and we've got to get rid of him just like that. Boys, his market value is 130.5 million, man. We could literally sell this guy for close to 200 million. Oh, this sucks, but it is what it is. See you later, Valverde. For 8.5 million, we're releasing this guy for, man. For God's sake. And looking at the starting 11, as you can see, everybody's overall has taken a hit by 2, and just to prove this to you, there is the proof in the pudding. Everybody who's in the starting 11's overall has been dropped by 2. And lastly, we do have 234 million in our budget, but we've got to chop that in half, remember. So that budget is now 117 million, and you know what? All things considered, that isn't bad at all. And to be fair, looking at the squad, majority of the team are still pretty young, so this isn't actually the worst thing in the world. But Virgil van Dijk will definitely take a hit. He's 33 years old and now he's 84 rated. And to be fair, so will Salah. He's 33 years old, now he's 86 rated. But after the past 2 seasons he's had, there's no way in hell I'm getting rid of this guy. But looking at the bench, to be fair, we could put Nunes in for Jota, and we've once again got a very deadly front 3. Now remember, we've got 117 million to spend. That isn't exactly bad money to use, so we've got to figure out where in the team needs actual improvements. Now I think we have to get a better centre back than Van Dijk. I know Liverpool fans won't like this, but he's almost 34 years old. He's 84 rated now. He was on the decline anyway, and we need somebody a little bit younger and better. And I wouldn't mind a better midfielder. We have just released Valverde, for goodness sake, and he was our best one. So getting a new midfielder definitely won't go amiss. But saying this, 117 million is good money, but I don't think it's going to cover 2 very good players. So we're going to have to be tactical on who we bring in. Now I'm focusing most of the money on the centre back, which is why Kim Min-jae is the player I'm going for that position. He's 86 rated, got some pretty solid stats as well, and his market value is definitely not unreasonable either. And boys, we did spend quite big on him, 56 million in total on a 4-year contract, but I think it's definitely going to be worth it. And after that signing, renewing everybody's contracts, we are left with 41 million to bring in a centre midfielder. Now the problem is, bringing in a midfielder better than the ones we've got for that amount of money isn't really possible. So that leaves us with 2 options. We either A, sell a bunch of players on to make the money that we need, which I'm not the biggest fan of, as you guys know, or we can do a player swap deal in the negotiations. And to be honest, I'm thinking of doing the player swap deal. And to be honest, I found the perfect player. Leon Goretzka. He's 30 years old, he's 85 rated, his market value is 44 million, but he's got less than 12 months on his contract. And we all know what a contract running out means. We're going to get a very good deal here. Now, I'm not going to try initially use a player swap. I'm going to go for 36 million because his contract, as I've said, is running out. They've accepted it straight away. Oh my god, we've got an 85 rated player for 36 million, boys. You know how mad that is? And there we have it, boys. 36 million pounds later, we have got Leon Goretzka on a 4-year deal. And now that the transfer's wrapped up, this is the team going into season 3, and I am praying to God we actually win the FA Cup this year. We took a hit this year, man, halving our budget, decreasing everybody's overalls in the starting 11 by 2, and releasing Valverde. And while so far we've done amazing with Liverpool, 6 trophies in 2 seasons, it's not the trophies we actually need to win, so hopefully this year we can win the FA Cup. So boys, we are now at the end of season 3, so let's hope to God we have won the FA Cup. Cup. And that's exactly what we've done. We've beaten Chelsea 2-1 in the FA Cup final. We're climbing that ladder and we can now finally compete for the Premier League title. I don't know why I'm so happy about Chelsea losing though. I really need to check myself. We're heading over to the Premier League. We've won it twice in a row. Hopefully this time next year we can say we've won it again, because then we'll be on the last part of the ladder, the Champions League. But once again in the Carabao Cup, City knocked us out in the semi-final. They've really got something against us in this competition, haven't they? But we once again beat them in the Community Shield. I swear, we can't stop winning trophies with Liverpool. But this time we were in Group G in the Champions League alongside Dortmund once again, FC Copenhagen and Braga. And as you can see, this time we topped the group. And in the round of 16, we smashed Roma and we cruised to the quarters. But once again, that's all we made it to, because Barcelona humbled us 3-2 on aggregate. But you know what? I really aren't bothered, man. We've won the one trophy we needed to this year. We've got no forfeits next season. I'm happy. And boys, just look at the team. Even though we had a -2 downgrade on everyone in this starting 11, it is still a phenomenal team. I don't understand how Salah's doing it. 58 goal contributions in 60 games. This guy is genuinely a god on FC24. But this is our third season in charge of Liverpool, and we've won 9 trophies in total, man. I'm not being funny. You know where to find me if you're a Liverpool board of director. But next season, I am slightly concerned. We've got to win the Prem title before we can climb that ladder, and we have won it twice in a row. But watch next season when it actually counts be the time we don't actually win it. So we're now entering our 4th year in charge of Liverpool, and we've got 256 million to spend. And guess what, boys? We can spend every single penny of that, because we won the FA Cup last year, meaning there's no forfeits in season 4. But there lies my problem. Where the hell do I actually put that money? Because looking at this start 11, everywhere's brilliant. Now I could obviously bring in a better right winger than Salah. He's 85 rated and 34 years old. But so far he's averaged over 40 goals a season. That's not even considering how many assists he's had. So to put it bluntly, I would be absolutely moronic to get another right winger in place of Salah. And I don't really want to mess with this midfield, because not only is it fantastic, it's also very young, so they're just going to keep improving. Now this does leave Kanate. He's 86 rated, 27 years old. He's absolutely fantastic. However, there are better defenders in the world out there than this guy, and if we want to win the Premier League the first time, we've definitely got to make sure our defence is on point. And maybe we could bring in a fullback for the subs bench, because as you can see, we haven't really got one. Aside from that, I'm happy to leave the team as it is, because quite frankly, there's no other position I want to really mess with. Now starting with the right back, I'm going for Achraf Hakimi from United. He's 27 years old and 86 rated. And let's be honest, boys, Hakimi is world class on this game, so having him as a second choice fullback is absolutely a good idea. Now the problem is they won't actually sell him, but we can pay his release clause, which is 136 million. I'm not going to lie to you, boys, it's a good job we got 250, because I'm absolutely going to do this. We're going to give him 200k a week. Hopefully he's not greedy and wants more. And there we go, boys. Achraf Hakimi is officially a Liverpool player. And we've still got 110 million after that transfer. Now luckily I do have a centre back in mind for our second and final transfer. Matthias de Ligt from Bayern Munich. He's 26 years old, 89 rated, and his contract is running out, and we all know what that means. It means we have just brought an 89 rated player for just over 70 million. Talk about the bargain of the century. And now the team looks like this heading into season 4, and on my life, what a team Liverpool have got now. The sub bench alone shows how good this team is, man. 85 rated is the lowest player in the sub bench in the entire starting 11. Now we have just won the Premier League twice in a row, and not gonna lie, it would just be my luck for this season when it actually counts for us to flop. But with the team we've grown and built from season 1, I am praying to God that for once that isn't the case. So boys, we've just arrived at the end of season 4, and it's the moment of truth. Have we won the Premier League? Oh, thank God for that. We've won it this time by 6 points as well. We are climbing the last part of that ladder. We can now officially compete for the Champions League. I won't lie, this was the trophy I was most concerned about winning, but it turned out to be the FA Cup that shafted us. We have also, for the 3rd time, if I'm not mistaken, won the FA Community Shield, beating City 2-0. But we got knocked out in round 5 against Brentford in the FA Cup. I mean, this game just isn't consistent, is it? And we got knocked out of the Carabao Cup by Port Vale. I'm not being funny. How? How does that even happen? But we were in the Champions League in Group H alongside Atletico, Sporting and Club Brugge, and as you can see, we absolutely dismantled it. And we also went on to destroy RB Leipzig in the round 16, 6-2. Oh my God. We then beat Chelsea 4-3 on aggregate in the quarters. We are now in the semi-finals, boys, and that's the furthest we've actually got. And we've actually made the final, boys, beating Barcelona 3-1 on aggregate. But we lose to Inter Milan in the final 3-2. I can't believe that out of all the competitions we've been in so far, this is the one we haven't actually won yet. But look at the squad, boys. I'm not being funny. Where do we actually improve this team next season? I mean, for God's sake, Salah's now 34 years old and he's actually improved one overall, man. What is this guy made of? Because he isn't human. And for the 4th season in a row, the stats are incredible. And Salah, even at 34 years old, has got 35 goal contributions in 56 games. What a player. We've now won the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, and the Premier League in that order, which means next season we can officially and properly compete in the Champions League. So it's now our 5th year in charge of Liverpool, and we've got almost 300 million to spend. I'm not being funny, boys. That's way too much money for the quality of our squad. But I've been thinking about it, and looking at this starting 11, there's only one position I do want to focus on. And no, it is not the right winger role. Granted, he might be 35 years old and 85 rated, but he's been our top goal scorer from season 1 up till this point. I am not getting rid of Salah. Instead, I'm going to bring in a midfielder. Now, I know I said last year that I don't really want to meddle with the midfield, but there is one midfielder I could bring to this team that would absolutely improve it by a country mile. That's right, boys. I'm thinking about bringing back Federico Valverde. He's 92 rated, for God's sake, and just look at his stats, man. This guy's a monster. He isn't cheap, though. We'll have to fork out between 180 and 140 million, but you know what? I do not care. Now, I'm going to start the bid off 150 million. If I can help it, I don't want to spend too much over what I originally paid for it. They want 179.7 million, just shy of 180. Okay, let's drop it to 160.7 million. They're stuck on 170. I tell you what, I'm going to be stingy. Let's go for 170 million on the dot. They're going to take some time to think about it. Behave, Pep. Just give me Valverde, for goodness sake. So after all that, they've actually agreed to 170 million. Why didn't they just accept it in the first place?
It's enough.
Now, City pay him 350k a week. You know what? Let's go big. Let's make him the highest paid player at Liverpool. Let's give him 400k a week. Surely to God, he is not going to reject that. There we go. Federico Valverde for 170 million and 400k a week is now officially once again a Liverpool player. And we do still have 105 million to spend, but I'm going to be real, boys. I just don't think we need anybody else. I mean, look at the starting 11, for goodness sake. It's absolutely phenomenal, and that's not even taking into account the quality on the subs bench. Now, I know a lot of you will be screaming at me to get a better right winger than Salah, but you know what? I just can't do it. From season 1 till now, he's been not only our top goal scorer, but in my opinion, our best player. And you know what? I definitely want to keep him for at least one more season. Now, obviously, we've never won the Champions League with Liverpool, but we've won every other trophy we can possibly get our hands on. So maybe this is the year we can actually pull it off. Now, we are in Group G alongside Real Madrid, Porto, and SK Sturmgrass. And so far with Liverpool, we've always made it to at least the knockout, so I'm expecting nothing different to happen this season. So we are now halfway through season 5, and we are joint top of the table with Manchester City, Arsenal, and Chelsea close behind, but apart from that, we are leaving everybody for dead. But more importantly, we've smashed Group G, 6 wins from 6. Boys, this is looking pretty good. And so far, the stats do look pretty impressive, man, but Mohamed Salah is actually injured. I wonder how long he's injured for. It's only 7 weeks. Okay, he'll be back for the round of 16, so I don't think it's worth rushing to get a replacement right winger. To be fair though, with 51 million, we're not exactly going to get anybody better than Salah anyway. And to be honest, we do have Cody Gakpo on the subs bench, who's actually higher rated than Salah, and he can easily go into his position. And with that being said, this is the team that's going to go into the knockouts, and honestly, boys, I reckon this is our year to dominate Europe. They've already done it 6 times before, I believe. It's time to do it for 7th. And first up in the knockouts, boys, it's Victoria Pleasant. Now, no disrespect intended, but if we don't absolutely wipe the floor with these guys, there's something seriously wrong. I mean, look at the team, for God's sake. Everybody in this starting 11 is fantastic. We are away from home in the first leg. Let's see what the score... Oh my God. 5-1 away from... I mean, is there any point in playing the second leg? We are at home in the second leg, but 5-1 up on aggregate. Surely to God, we're going to put this game to bed. A cushy 2-0 victory. Sobozalai with the brace. 7-1 on aggregate. We are through to the quarters. And in the quarters, boys, it's RB Salzburg that we're playing, and I'm not going to lie, so far we have had a really nice knockout run. We do still have to get past them. We're at home in the first leg. It's a 3-1 victory, so Bozalai, Robertson and Gakpo. Boys, we are absolutely absolutely smoking the knockouts. We're away from home in the second leg, a cushy 3-1 advantage. Surely this is us now in the semi-finals. 3-2 victory, 6-3 on the night. Boys, we are absolutely cruising the knockouts. We're in the semi-finals. We are facing Arsenal, and you know what? Honest to God, I don't really see that team being much of a threat to us. I think we swamped them. We are also at Anfield in the first leg, man. I can't see Arsenal really posing much of a threat. It's a 2-2 draw. Why is it when I start getting cocky, I get calmed like mad? It's now the second leg, boys, for a chance to go to the Champions League final. Who is going to win? It's us once again. McAllister, Szoboszlai and Darwin Núñez. 3-1 on the night, 5-3 overall. We've knocked out Arsenal. We've beaten everybody so far in the Champions League that we faced, and we are now once again in the Champions League final. And in that Champions League final, we're facing Manchester City, and honestly, this is kind of poetic. We've been at war with each other pretty much this entire video so far. And heading over to the Prem, we've once again won it. This is the 4th year in a row, if I'm not mistaken, and once again, we've beaten Manchester City to it. This is what I mean, man. They've been the closest rivals to us this entire video. And we have yet again won the Community Shield, man. I don't actually think we've lost a single Community Shield final so far. We also went on to win the FA Cup, battering Chelsea 5-2 in the final. That's our 3rd trophy won so far. But we got knocked out of the Carabao Cup in round 4 by Manchester City. Could you imagine if we won the Carabao Cup as well? We'd be on for 5 trophies this year, but you know what? I'll settle for the quadruple. But look at these stats, man. 38 and 13 for Szoboszlai, 36 and 15 for Diaz, 23 and 3 for Darwin Núñez, and 21 and 6 for Mohamed Salah, 35 years old. I'm actually gutted though. He's injured for the final. I really wanted to use him in the final if we got to it this year, but it looks like I'm gonna have to go for Cody Gakpo. But in this video so far, we've pretty much won every single trophy you can get your hands on. So now it's time to add one more to it, the Champions League. Luis Diaz is on the ball. Oh, I see that run. Oh, I didn't even see that run. Valverde against his former club, bear in mind. Oh, great block. Valverde is on the ball now. Look at him go. He's got so much pace. We're going to have a pop from distance. Ooh, I mean, it wasn't close, but it wasn't far away either. So far, I would have to say we're the better team. We just can't put our bleeding chances away. Holland's now on the ball. We need to close him down. Barshi is in behind. Please don't. Oh, no. Great blocking. Oh, no. City are in behind. Balde is on the ball now. Oh, my days. I genuinely thought that was in. We just got so lucky. City are on the counter-attack now, though. I don't like this. Not when City play like this. Great defending once again, though. I see that run, though, from Luis Diaz. Please get to that. That's a phenomenal ball from Gakpo. And he's seen that run from Darwin Núñez. He's in behind. Please take a shot. Kanji is not that good. I'm sorry, he just isn't. This game so far has been full of chances, but not full of goals, hasn't it, man? Then again, we may change that. Luis Diaz is in behind. Come on. You've got the pace. You've got everything you need. Make it 1-0. No! Edison, man, leave me alone. But we got it again. Please. Oh my God, we've done it. Boys, we are 1-0 up with 15 minutes to go in the final. Who was it? Szoboszlai. We get the ball back in the box. I think that's Szoboszlai, bottom left corner. Edison, pit that out your net, lad. Honestly, both teams have had so many chances. I'm really surprised that a goal hasn't come sooner, but thankfully, we are the team to score first. City have cleared it away, but that is full time. We have beaten Manchester City for the final time in this video. Liverpool have added a 7th Champions League to their cabinet, and we have made them once again the best team in the world. We have won the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, the Premier League, and the Champions League in that order in 5 seasons. And honestly, boys, God knows how many trophies we actually won altogether. Someone let me know in the comments. And if you are still here, thank you so much for watching this video. But if you enjoyed that, you should definitely click here to watch me rebuild Stoke City with free agents only.